Hey, what's up, Lens? Hey, how's it going, everybody? Give me a little bit, I'm checking something. Oh, wait. I gotta do this probably. Give me a little bit, I'm checking something. Okay. So, hey, what's up everybody? How are homosexuals treated in Japan, as well as transgender people? Honestly though, I don't know really. But one thing I can tell you is, I don't really care I don't really think people care about whether somebody is gay or not in Japan. So this is like something I figured out as I grew up in Japan, but people literally don't care about your sexuality. But on the other hand, in countries like, so I can talk about how it was in America because I've been to America, but people seem to care about whether somebody's gay or not. And yeah, I actually forgot what I was like freaking trying to say, but what I wanted to say is like people don't really care whether you're gay or not. I think people are just freaking used to seeing gay people in Japan, maybe? But is this like a Steam Gang only stream? No, I think I actually posted this in my community thing in my channel on YouTube. So, anything on the coronavirus in Japan? Let me show you something really interesting. This is like something I talked about in the previous stream. But so Sad Waluigi, where are you from, by the way? I'm just curious. I kind of have to know like where you're from like first before talking about Texas. Let me show you something really interesting. Let me actually hide these things. So this is like something I talked about in the last stream actually, but here. Where is it? Oh, I found it. So here, this is something I talked about in the last stream. Again, USA, America is much worse in terms of the number of people who have the virus. Japan is actually a lot, I'm not gonna say safer or like better, because the virus is actually still spreading, right? But if you look at the status, or what do you call it, the statistics, or a graph and whatever, Japan, to me though, Japan seems to be really safe in terms of the virus. Like there are only 833 people who have the virus, and 144 people already recovered, right? But compared to like how it is in America, see? There are like 4,712 people, while only 74 people are recovered from the virus. And this is exactly what I talked about in the previous stream. But here, what I'm trying to say is, it's much worse in America, by the way. And so I've been getting the question, hey, how is the virus in Japan? Is it safe there? How is it going? How is the virus going in Japan? I heard it's like freaking everybody's dying in Japan. But again, Japan's actually one of the I'm not gonna say like one of the safest, but it's actually becoming like one of the safest countries. I really don't want to say like safe, since like nowhere is basically safe, but Japan's kinda still, it's safer, I guess, than America and like those countries I just showed in my stream. How much are infected in the Philippines? I think you can Google it too. I'm not sure like how many there are in the Philippines. So it's worse in the Philippines, really? Could be. It could be worse in the Philippines. Are the trains and such shut down? How's the Japanese government responding? I mean, so if the trains are not moving like in Japan, then the economy will freaking just it will just be freaking devastated. So it's not gonna happen, because Japanese people rely on like trains a lot, and we just cannot live without trains basically. So cars, we don't really drive cars in Japan. We freaking take trains to everywhere. And if the trains freaking stop moving, then we literally cannot do anything. So I don't really think that's gonna happen, and yeah, it's not happening yet. So marijuana will become legal in Japan? I don't think so. No, it's not gonna happen for sure. Like 100%. It might be legal in like freaking 100 years maybe. But yeah, it's not gonna be legal like within 20 years or like 30 years, 40 years. I'm not sure though, like if it's gonna actually not be legal or not, but I don't really think that's gonna happen while I'm alive for sure. So my place got movement restriction already. I'm guessing you're in America, right? Probably? I might be wrong, but I'm guessing you're in America, because I know a lot of schools are cancelled in America. Nope. Oh damn. I guessed it wrong. But yeah, so schools are cancelled, and yeah, a lot of things are apparently cancelled in America. So if it's not bad, why were they canceling like wrestling and baseball just to stop potential spreading? So here, that's actually one thing like I probably have to talk about. So it could be spreading, right? It could be spreading, but again, like if you look at the status here, let me just show it to you again. Here, this one. So Japan has had this number like for 2 weeks now, actually, or like maybe a week. 833 people, like 33 cases, and it's been staying like this for 2 weeks, which means like the number is not gaining or it's not decreasing, it's just staying as it is for a while. So meanwhile, in those countries, especially America, I think America only had 2,000 people or something like that last week, but now if you look at the number or status, there are approximately 5,000 people, right, who have the virus. And so what I'm trying to say is we actually are succeeding in not spreading the virus in Japan, if you know what I mean. So I mean, I know like America, the American government did something to stop the pandemic for sure as well, but it's still like spreading, as you can see the number. But Japan has been staying the same for 2 weeks and maybe a week. I'm not really sure like how long it's been like that. But so that's one thing. And here, I have to talk about that as well. In Japan though, there's like this word which is a fukinshin. I don't really think I can translate it into English because I don't think there's an equivalent word to fukinshin. But fukinshin is basically means doing something you're not supposed to do in the situation where people don't want you to do. Do you know what I mean? It's actually an equivalent word to fukinshin. Let me actually Google it. I'm curious, like, if there's a word for that in English. Fukinshin. It's just. Let me Google it. Fukinshin. So. Yeah, I don't really think there's an equivalent word to it, but fukinshin. So what I'm trying to say is like Japanese people basically we just follow what everybody else does. Like that's the culture here in Japan. And if you do something nobody else is doing, then you're rude. That's the culture, and that's basically fukinshin. So fukinshin is basically the how can I explain this? It's just basically you're being rude for doing something nobody wants you to do, right? So fukinshin, and so a lot of like events and things are cancelled in Japan just because everybody else is doing the same, right? So we have to follow what everybody else has been doing, because if you don't do what everybody else does, then you're fukinshin for that, like you're rude. That's the culture. That's one of the reasons why like everything is literally cancelled in Japan. And because if you don't like follow what everybody else does, then people will be like, what the fuck? You gotta do what everybody else is doing, dude. What the fuck are you doing? So, but again, it's actually working if you look at the status like this. The number has been the same for a while. But you know, in those countries, especially in Italy, like it's crazy. The number. I think there were only like 14,000 people last week, but damn. The number freaking doubled. So yeah, it's kind of working in a way. So it's hard to keep people staying at home at my place. In Japan, it's so easy, just because everybody's freaking. Nobody wants to leave their houses. And we just like to watch anime and play games and do nothing. So yeah. And people are actually happy about it too. So this is like what's happening. So the virus is spreading in Japan, right? And some people are kind of happy about it just because they don't have to like go to school. They don't have to work. So that they can just, stay at home and play games and watch anime. Or like touch themselves. So some people are happy about it. There's like this one website called Nanje, and I think the website is kind of close to, what is that website? Reddit, I think. Japanese Reddit. Well, like 4chan, probably. And on that website, like there's been so many people who's been saying something like, "Oh yeah, my school got cancelled, yay. Now I can play games for 1 month straight up." Like, "Oh, I don't have to go to work for the whole month. Yay! I'm gonna just watch anime for the whole month," and stuff like that. So, in the end, we took a page from the hikikomori. So yeah, I mean, hikikomori, they are kind of happy about the whole situation, interestingly. Before a bunch of people spam you. I don't think that's gonna happen in this stream, since this is a private stream. So there will be like probably 100 people, or like less than 100 people. There won't be like freaking 1,000 people, so it's not gonna happen. What is a good place to go in Japan if I surpass Corona? Depends on like what kind of things you like. What do you like? So if you like anime or like games or like Japanese otaku stuff, like basically weeb stuff, then Akihabara is the best place to go. Or like if you just like historical anime, then yeah, then Akihabara is the only place, probably. But if you like history, like if you like traditional stuff, then Kyoto. How's Ichika? I haven't talked to them for a week, 2 weeks. I think he's been busy, so basically. How's the coronavirus in Japan? I just talked about this, but again, one more time. I search coronavirus status or something like that, and you can get this picture. And you can pretty much know like how everything is. And Japan is actually one of the countries like that doesn't have more than 1,000 people who have the virus. So if you look at the status, like you can kind of tell how Japan's kind of, I don't really want to say safe, since like nowhere is not safe right now, but if you look at the status, basically Japan is kind of one of the safest countries in terms of the virus. I'm not sure like where you're from, but the majority of my viewers is from America and what else? But basically these places, I think. And I just wanted to kind of let everybody know that it probably is worse in your country. So, what I wanted to say was, you might have to be kind of careful about the virus in your country too, because you can get the virus like anytime at this point. So some people still believe that it's spreading only in China, Japan, and Korea. No. Actually, no. So, did Japan close the school already? It's March 17th, so either way, the school, like all the schools, would have been closed. I think schools usually close from like 16th up until like April 3rd or something. So, yeah, just saying. Wait. What is the most common sentence structure used in Japanese when communicating? If you are talking about like Japanese grammar, then it's SVO. If you know what I'm talking about, like I think it's the same as how English is, probably, but I don't know, like there are so many differences between like Japanese and English, and yeah, I can't just say like, oh, this is the most common sentence structure, because it differs depending on like what sentence it is. So it's pretty bad at my place. My state in America has the most cases, I think. It's Washington, and I literally live the area where everyone is dying. So yeah, that's the thing. So actually, this is kind of interesting, but in America though, to me it's really interesting, but there are so many people who live in America who also think that they are kind of safe because they are in America. But again, if you look at the status, right? America's actually in freaking top 10 countries. I really don't want to say, like, shouldn't say top 10, since yeah, it's not good to be in freaking top 10 countries. But yeah, it's happening, so you know. Can you elaborate about Kansai-ben? Kansai-ben. I really don't know like how Kansai Ben works, so I can't. Sing a song, please. You know what though? This is kind of like a rather troll content, but every time like when somebody says like, "Hey Sora, can you sing a song?" I usually do this. This is like something I've been doing since I was like 17. Why some countries are in blue? That's a great question. And you can just like see some details about the country. Yeah, so in those countries, you know, the number of the cases is kind of increasing rapidly. So they probably have like more details, maybe? Is what I'm guessing. I'm not sure. So, but languages I can speak. I know like swear words in a lot of languages. In Chinese, Saonima. In Tagalog, Putanginamo. In Portuguese, Eu gosto de Shana. In Korean, Shibaseki. In Italian, Katsuo. In Spanish, this is something I heard from my Mexican friend, but Justin Bieber, es Joto. That's like one thing I learned from my friend. And what else? I know like a lot of swear words in freaking every language. In Swedish, jävla idiot. Idiot. Jävla idiot. What else? What else? What else do I know actually? Yeah, I think I know like a lot of swear words in any languages for sure. Or just dirty words. Do you play any games? Sometimes, but not really recently. Gargle? Yeah, that too. Do you play Minecraft? No. I used to play it though, just because like everybody else played it, but it's not my favorite kind of game. I don't really play games that much anymore. I mean, I used to play games freaking 24/7, like when I was back in school. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really play a lot of games anymore. More VR chat. Yeah, I've been playing VR chat too, and I know like there's like a high demand for VR chat videos. So I've been kind of trying to do it. So, I have like this idea in my mind. I'm gonna probably record it tomorrow, but so I actually have a VR headset as well, and Oculus Rift. So what I wanted to do was like, I was curious, like what would happen if I just go up to weeaboos in VR chat suddenly and start talking to them in Japanese, like an anime character. And then they will like pretty much not understand anything I say, right? So I just start freaking punching them in their faces in VR chat. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to do tomorrow. So basically the video will be named something like "Let's punch weebs in their faces while speaking Japanese like an anime character." So what I want to do, like what I will do is like I'm gonna just say some anime stuff in Japanese, such as like "Omae wa mou shindeiru" and whatever like that, some like famous things. I wanna see that. Yeah, I mean I'm gonna do that. I will probably upload it next week, like in 2 weeks. I have some different videos to upload this week, so. Do you wanna have kids someday? I kinda wanna be by myself. I don't know, I mean, I've never thought I wanted to have kids. Can you do magic? Kinda yes, kinda no. King of the Hill. I've never watched it. Like, I know about it, I think, but I've never watched it. Why do my eyes look weird? Like how? Wrestle Kingdom. I've never played it, but I think I've seen the name of the game. I feel like I've voiced the game, but wait, did I? Because the name is like freaking... It just sounds so familiar to me. Isn't Japan birth so low? If you were talking about the birth rate, yeah, I think so. Probably. Can I guess your real name one more time? Sure. But it's not... I think... Yeah, I don't think you can guess it, because I've never... Nobody has guessed my name, like even in real life. Like, it's impossible. Like, my name is not a normal one. It's impossible. It's seriously impossible. I've never seen any people with the same name as mine. Impossible. I've never seen like any people who guessed my name right. Like, who have the same name as mine. So... You're beautiful. I wanna marry you. No homo. At that point, you can just say like, I'm homo. So... Can you smell ICUP for me, please? If you mean like spell, ICUP. Do you work out? I sometimes do. I do actually, like once every 2 days. And I think I talked about this like in the previous stream, but yeah, I exercise a lot. Sample voice acting. I think I've been doing that in every video, so... He says UP. Yeah, I see UP. Is your name Unchi? That would be great. That would be great. Like, if I can just freaking... Yeah. Say, like, hey, my name is Unchi. My name is Poop. Is your name not Japanese? It's Japanese, but I think it's kind of quite rare. I still haven't seen... Like, this is something I've been saying, but yeah, I still haven't seen any people with the same name as mine. Like, I seriously haven't seen any people. And, yeah. And so, a lot of people, like, freaking pronounce my name wrong as well, like in Japan. Any famous anime? No. It didn't say if your name is Kikuo or not. I mean, it's not. I mean, so Kikuo sounds like a generic Japanese name, right? So it's not. If you think the name sounds like somewhat Japanese, I mean, yeah, my actual name is like, it sounds Japanese, but I don't really think there's like any people who's got the same name as mine. So if you think that sounds kind of generic, or like if you think you've seen some other people that has the name you just mentioned, Kikuo, then it's not me. So, do you like horror movies? That's actually a great question. I made a video about that, so I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but in one of my streams I mentioned I was gonna play this game called Welcome to the Game 2, right? If you guys remember that. So I played the game and I made a video about it, like where I just played the game and freaking just shitting in my pants. So, do you like Junji Ito? I don't know who that is. Welcome to the Game is a game about dark webs and stuff. I played it, so I played it and I freaking made a video about it. I was gonna play it in my stream, but I just thought I should probably make a video instead, so... Why haven't you created a Discord server for your community yet? I think I talked about why. Like, I haven't made the server yet, and I I think I talked about why I haven't made the server and why I'm not going to make a server. But so, some kind of distance is definitely necessary between like my fans and me to build a great community. So, back in university, I actually studied psychology, and I've been studying psychology like for 16 years now. Damn. But yeah, so if you are close to somebody way too much, then you will just start saying bad things about the person. And that's basically how, like on YouTube though, there are a lot of YouTubers who try to get close to their fans, which is kind of great. I think that's definitely a good way to build a great community. But if you were way too close to your fans, like to any people who watch your channel, then your fans will start saying some bad things about you. They just start noticing some bad things about you as a YouTuber. So they just turn into a hater instead of a like supporter. And there's actually a name for it, like this whole thing, like where people start hating you because like they know about you a lot, they are just close to you a lot. So, and I just kind of want to avoid that. And at the same time, if I make a server, then I'd have to still, you know, manage the server, right? I have to kind of take care of the server, and that will just take my time a little bit. And there were some people who told me like, oh yeah, then I can be a mod and whatever like that. But still, I still have to kind of check if the mods are doing a great job or not. So still, I have to still take care of everything. So basically betraying you, not that, but it's more about, so there's like, you know how you have a girlfriend and you just love your girlfriend a lot, so you just want to stay close to her as much as you can, but one day you just start saying some bad things about your girlfriend, right? So you just kind of want to stay away from the girl, and you actually feel happy when you're not with your girlfriend, and that's what I'm talking about. So if you are close to, and this actually applies to any YouTube channels too. So if you are close to your fans like way too much, there will be always some problems. Like I don't know what problems there will be for just staying close to my fans like way too much, but there will be. So it's important to communicate with your fans and taking care of your fans. It's important. It's quite important. It's one of the musts for sure. But if you do that way too much, then yeah, some bad things usually happen. So what do you think about religions? Nothing. My parents are actually religious. Like they are freaking Buddhists actually. My dad is like a hardcore Buddhist, as well as my mom. I'm gonna stay single forever. That's what I'm planning. I kind of want to be just single for, yeah, 10 more years probably. Get married. Do you think I should get married though? Like I kind of want to be single. And here's the thing. So let me just talk about something I noticed recently. So I've been looking at these analytics of my channel recently, and I recently figured out that there's been a lot more girls watching my channel than before. So let's say before though, like when I first started posting videos to this channel actively, so let's say 95 people out of 100 people were guys before. So basically 95% of the people who watched my channel were guys, and only 5% were like freaking girls. How do you know though? There's like this one page. If you're a content creator, like you can just access to the page and you can see like how many girls there are who watch your channel. And I recently checked the analytics again, and yeah, like freaking they are at 28% of let me actually check that again. Let me just freaking hide everything. I just thought that was kind of interesting how it went from 5% to 28%. Let me check it. So according to the analytics, yeah, they are about 27% actually. 27%. So 27% of the people who watch my channel are girls now. So what I'm trying to say is like the number of girls who watch my channel, who watch it. So wait, what was I saying again? But basically, there are like more girls now, right? And I noticed this one thing. They really want to get close to me, right? They want to get close to me, which is actually great. I mean, I feel kind of happy for that. Like, I kind of feel flattered actually, how they kind of want to get close to me. And yeah, they support me. I really feel happy. But I noticed a lot of them actually want to get close to me and freaking want to date me, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's kind of amazing. I think that's amazing for them to think that they want to date me. So I noticed that. So I felt like, what would happen if I freaking actually got married? They will go berserk mode and they might actually kill me. Are they Japanese or not? Both. So some are Americans, some are Europeans, some are Filipinos, and some are Japanese. So, I mean, I'm not saying like there's anything wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, you know, fangirling over me. There's like nothing wrong with it. What I'm saying is, like, I'm kind of worried about what might happen if I actually got married or like if I got a girlfriend. That's what I'm kind of worried about. Would you marry a foreigner? Yeah, I mean, I don't care like what kind of country that person is from, so yeah, I've been kind of worried about that recently. Filipino girls say kuya to you, which means big bro. They like you. Interesting. Kill them before they kill you. I hope that's not gonna happen, but so die lonely in your bed or what? So the thing about it, yeah, I used to care about it before, but I don't really think that's gonna happen for me, since I kind of built up this community, right? So I don't have to care about loneliness, which I used to kind of cared, which I kind of used to care about. I don't have to care about like being lonely and whatever, since I have this community and you know, I have some like friends as well, and I have like some relatives and whatever. And my brother and my sister are both married and they freaking have kids and whatever, so I don't have to kind of care about it. So, fun fact, legal age in the Philippines is 12. Great. But I'm not really interested in like any people younger than 21 actually, for some reason. I don't think so, especially when you try to keep your distance with us. You need people who really understand you. Yeah, that. So that's what I've been kind of trying to do. I have like a lot of friends. I have a lot of acquaintances basically. But I just noticed having a lot of friends is kind of important too. But probably having like one or two people that really understand you, or just try to understand you, is a lot more important. That's like something I noticed about 6 years ago, 5 years ago actually, no 4. When was that? When did that happen? Yeah, some incident happened a while ago, and that's just my mindset. What if you suddenly meet the one? I think I've seen the one a lot of times in my life, but I'm I'm kind of used to just not getting into a relationship with them, so that's why I've been single. Do you believe that Japanese girls are too childish? No, I don't think so. I mean, there are childish girls like everywhere in any countries, and yeah, I mean there are some childish girls in Japan as well, but I'm not gonna say all of them are childish. So, you know, hello there, hello, Funkoku. Nicki Minaj is the one. Nicki Minaj is kind of hot. Like, so, as I've been saying in my streams, I think she's hot as a girl, but I don't know if I can actually marry her. So, if I know her personally, I still wouldn't marry her. I think I would still like touch myself to Nicki Minaj for sure, behind her, but I'm not gonna actually marry her. Hi, Sora, I've just got here. Hello. You have childish boys here in your channel. True. True. Notice that in high school, basically maintaining connections is exhausting. Now only once I frequently talk about people who I consider my best friends. Yeah, so I used to have like a lot of friends back in high school and university. And I still think I have like a lot of friends now, but definitely like in your life there should be this one point where you think about having a few friends might be more important than having like 100 friends. So your future girlfriend or wife will be in a hard position because you're popular. So the thing about it is, some people think I'm popular, like famous, right? But the thing about it is, I'm actually not that popular or famous. So I'm still not sure what the definition of being popular or famous is yet. I still don't know what that is. So to me though, being popular or famous is like when you just go outside and people notice you instantly. So you just go to a convenience store and some people will just go up to you and go like, I know about you, I watch your channel. So that's the definition of being famous or like being popular to me. And that still hasn't happened yet in my life. Nobody has come up to me and told me like, oh, I watch your channel, I know about you. So I think I'm not famous or popular yet. Some people told me like I got successful on YouTube, but no, not really. I don't think I'm successful yet. So yeah, there's a long way waiting for me to actually be famous or like be successful. What's the goal now? Voice acting or musician? My goal, like I'm not really sure like what my goal is. I guess I just wanna have a good time and chill. I don't really have a goal. What would you do if you saw the anime man in real life? I would freak out. I would just go up to him and tell him that like I watch his channel and tell him that I like him. And after that, like I don't know what I will say, but yeah, I don't really want to cause any trouble for him, so I'm gonna just freaking I would probably just leave after saying like I watch your channel. And after that I would be like, yeah, see ya, I've got things to do. Did you study anything else besides psychology? Psychology wasn't actually my major. My major was actually in translation. So I was a translation major, which kind of sounds hilarious actually. So some people think that I was a psychology major, but so I wanted to major in psychology, but I noticed that I cannot do anything with the major. Like I have to probably just be a psychiatrist or like freaking a counselor or something like that. So I was like, no, that shouldn't be my major. So I decided to major in something more useful, which was translation. Because if you know how to translate, like if you basically have this certificate as a translator, then there will be like a lot of job opportunities, is what I thought back when I was 18, 17. So my major was, I majored in freaking translation, but I still like studied psychology and stuff back in university, so why don't you stream playing games with fans if you enjoy it, of course. I've thought about that. I think I used to do that like when I first started streaming on YouTube, but I've soon figured out that's not like what everybody wants to do. So, have you ever been bullied at one part of your life while growing up? I don't think that ever happened to me. I think I was the one like who was a big asshole, like honestly. Wait, give me like 10 seconds. I'm gonna go get something to drink. Should I just freaking turn off the camera? Actually, no. Here. BRB, getting a drink. Drink J. Do you sell you here? Sometimes, not today. Thoughts on anime being banned in Australia? Really? Is it really banned? Damn, that's unfortunate. Take more than a minute? How long did it take? Alright. How is this a private stream? So the stream is like unlisted, and I didn't push like a notification to people. So the people who are watching this stream they basically just clicked on that one specific link. Right. You have to click that one link to watch this stream. So basically what that means is like you have to find that one link to get to this stream. So I got a community update thing. Yeah, that community notification. And that one thing doesn't work well. So there are so many people who don't get the notification. And there are apparently like 70 people watching this stream right now, right? So you guys are like one of the very few people who got to this stream because like you got the link in my community section. What are you drinking? I know like somebody was gonna ask me that, but this is called pirukuru. It's kind of like a yogurt. Yeah, yogurt. So 800 people or so in a normal stream. Yeah, so I was looking at the status recently, and according to the analytics, my streams usually get like 940 people apparently. So yeah, this stream should be like really private because there are only 70 people watching now. So brown yogurt. So this is not really yogurt. It's like, how can I explain this? Because I don't really think I've seen any drink like this abroad yet. So 1,000 usually. Yeah, probably something like that too. Yogurt coffee. No, it's not like that. It's if you guys know like what Yakulto is, that's basically what it is, but Looks like a 3-in-1 coffee. No, it's not. It's not coffee. It's just one kind of like yogurt we have in Japan. It's kind of like Yakult. It's not mocha. Yakult kind of thing. If you guys know what that is, it's one kind of Yakult. It's not yogurt tea. Yakult, yeah. But it's not Yakult. It's like one kind of Yakult we have in Japan, and it's called Pirukuru. Brown vanilla? No. So Yakult is just one kind of how can I explain this? Flavored Yakult. Kind of. No, it's not flavored. It's just one type of like Yakult, which is called Pirukuru. It's based on milk, but it's got some sugar and like other stuff. Yakult in Indonesia tastes like sour cum. Interesting. Cultured milk drink, something like that. Fermented drink? I think it can be categorized as a fermented drink, I think. Probably, yeah. I'm kind of surprised by how you guys know about Yakult. The way you fanboyed over Ichika is the way I would be around him. Honestly though, so some people still don't realize how awesome and how big and how famous he is. So when I first met him, actually though, so in the video I was so hyper and I was laughing super hard and whatever, but obviously when I first met him I didn't act like that. Cause the whole Shredder troll thing and my actual self is kind of different. So when I first met him, like I still remember how he just came up to me and he told me like, "Oh, are you Sora?" And I was like, "Yeah. So are you Ichika-san?" And he was like, "Yeah, I am." And we just casually went into a cafe, I think, and we just had some food like casually, and we just talked about how we found each other and stuff like that. And this is like something I talked about in one of my previous streams, but I told him like, so I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna just ask you some crazy stuff, and I just want you to get creeped out. And he was like, yeah, sure. And after that, I asked him like, so do you think you want me to be Shredder troll, or like, do you think I should just be normal and just talk to you normally? And he told me, if you talk to me normally, then our viewers wouldn't enjoy it. So I think Shredder troll content should be so much better than just talking to each other normally. And I was like, you sure though? If I just talk to you as Shredder troll, I'm gonna just freaking ask you so many stupid questions, and I'm gonna tell you some dirty things. And he was like, yeah, I mean that's a lot better. We gotta do that. And yeah, I mean that's why it happened. It just turned out to be like that. But yeah, I mean, what was I talking about? Well, still, Ichika is one of the best guitarists in Japan. So he is the best at what he's doing. And I know like there are a lot of types of different guitarists. So yeah, I know like some people have been telling me that like Ichika is not the best, but he's still the best at what he's doing. Like I don't really think there are any other people that can do what Ichika can do yet, like at his level. So can he teach me? He's a busy guy, so I'm not sure, because he's actually really successful. So young Japanese guys nowadays look too feminine. True. When she saw Ichika. But Ichika... I don't know, I mean... Ichika, he's a great guy. I mean, he might be kind of feminine, but I mean... I think a lot of great artists in general look feminine, so... Usually. Don't you feel bad that people call you gay for being single? I don't think so. I don't think it's bad. I mean, no. Is it bad? I don't think it's bad. Is it bad, really? Because, so, a lot of people call me gay just because like they think it's funny, right? So I mean, they are just saying that as a joke, right? And I think it's funny too. So I think it's just fine to call me gay if they are having a great time by doing that. So I don't think there's like anything wrong with it, and I don't think I can feel bad for it as long as like everybody is having a great time. And other than that, so if there are actually some people who think I'm gay for being single, then that's great too, because I don't really think there's anything wrong with being gay. So because being gay is just basically when you are into guys, right? Like you just want to have sex with guys. And I honestly don't think it's bad or anything. I don't really think there's anything about that, because it's just your sexual preference, right? So if some people think that like I'm a criminal and whatever like that, then that's when like I might say something like, no, I'm not. But I mean, if people think I'm gay, then I'm fine with it. That's why I've been saying like in my streams, like, if you guys think I'm gay, then yeah, I'm gay, because I don't really mind it. So I'm gay for you. Let's do it. Sure. I have like a lot of gay friends who are actually gay for me, so I'm kind of used to that too. You're attractive enough to be hit on by both genders, in my opinion. There's like this one time before when I was gay with gay people. That was like when I was 21. Depends on how you see what gay means. Sunrise time. It's 1:46 p.m. here. What should I do tomorrow? Damn, like there's a lot of things I have to do tomorrow. If there's a hole, then it's gonna be okay, sure. But yeah, so in real life though, nobody actually thought I was gay yet. On the internet, I get that a lot, because like, you know, like calling somebody gay is kind of like a culture on the internet. It's just one of the things like people do, right? And I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny like when people call me gay too, so I'm kind of used to it, so I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. So I never feel bad for it. How's your daily life going? It's going great. I haven't done anything yet today. I just worked. I just did some voice overs and I just got them done, so I just decided to stream a little bit. Where do you shop your clothes from usually? I go to like a lot of places. So I don't know. But recently I went to GU. And yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago, I think. Ready for a haircut? Not ready yet. Do you have any bad habits? Like what? What do you voice? A lot of things. So a lot of people have been like asking me what kind of anime or games I've voiced before, but I really cannot talk about that because me as a YouTuber, me as a voice actor, are just completely different. So where's the jacket your mom gave you last stream? It's there. It's kind of a bit too big for me, I think. This one. I think it's a little bit big, so I just didn't wear it. But here. Did you really control your mom? I do that like freaking every day. My mom should be here like in 1 hour, but she still like hasn't come here yet. So this is the jacket my mom gave me, but I think it's a little bit big. Is it? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. But yeah, so this is it. He's gonna model for us now. How tall are you, Sora? In imperial scale, 5.6. In metric scale, 168. What motivated you to make a little change in your hair last time you went to your hair stylist? Oh, the penis hair thing? I don't know, I decided to quit the teaching job, right? And I just wanted to kind of make a turning point there. Like, I just wanted to make a difference between current me and previous me. And I was like, so what should I do? And I was thinking about that like the whole night, and I was like, yeah, I gotta probably just get a different hair color and stuff, and probably I can just start my new life as a YouTuber and a voice actor and a translator. So play penis music for the penis hair. What is the penis music? What do you think of Christianity? I don't really have any opinions about that, because I mean they are happy for being Christians, right? So I mean, then I shouldn't have any opinions or like any thoughts about that. So I don't have any thoughts about that. So how's Usa-chan and Apple Guy? I don't know. I think Apple Guy has been playing some games. I heard that he's been playing like Final Fantasy 15. And Usa-chan has been playing VR chat, is like what I heard. You never got to tell me about your white day. My white day? Nothing happened really. Penis music is meme. Shh. Okay. Do you have a Nintendo Switch? No. I don't have like any gaming consoles. I just only have a computer and that's it. Have you ever had a crush on a foreigner? Yeah, so many times I think. Like, so the only girlfriend in my I've had in my entire life, she was Japanese American. She was born in America. I mean, her parents are Japanese, so I mean, I don't really think I can call her a foreigner. But in terms of like the culture, she was American, like 100%. She knew like so much more stuff about America than Japan, so. Can you VR chat? Not now. Notice me, Sora-senpai. I actually notice everybody in this stream, since like there aren't a lot of people. Do you have a piano? I do. Will you make a video with such an Apple Guy? So this is something I've been saying, but no, probably not. I'm gonna just focus on what I want to do, rather than like what people want me to do. So here's the problem I faced against like back in November, December, I forgot. So people told me to like do videos with Usa-chan and Apple Guy, and but the thing here is my subscribers, like a lot of my subs wanted me to just make videos with them, right? So my subs were kind of happy that they could watch those videos with Usa-chan and Apple Guy in them, but I couldn't attract any new people with those videos actually. If you go to like my social blade page, like just Google Sorella Troll social blade, you can actually see how the number was kind of decreasing day by day since I started doing videos with them. So I used to get like 300 subs or like 200 subs a day. So in terms of the number itself, it was not doing great. And at the same time, it just took so much time. Because I had to first like schedule like when we shoot a video and stuff like that. And the editing process took like more than 1 hour. Like one day. It took like freaking 2 days to actually make one video. And I had to also pay them too. So the money I got from one video was like freaking like 1,000 yen, which is equivalent to $10. So that too. And again, so new people were not interested in like doing the videos with Usa-chan and Apple Guy. So let's say 1,000 people. There are like 1,000 people who watch my channel, let's say. So there are 1,000 people, right? and 10 people out of 1,000 people who watch my channel are interested in the videos with such an Apple guy, and other 990 people are not interested in the videos with Apple guy and with such. What they are actually interested in is quality content videos rather than just the videos with such an Apple guy. So that was basically the differences between like my subs and some other people who are not subbed to my channel. And yeah, I used to care about my subs, my fans a lot, so I used to just stick to the videos with such an Apple guy, but yeah, so my subs liked it. But there were some people who were subbed to my channel who didn't like the videos with such an Apple guy because he just kept being the same. It was kind of repetitive, and that's why everybody used to tell me back then. So I just wanted to do something different that I don't usually do, and yeah, so just came here. But how's the coronavirus problem? Ethan Cockatoos, I have a question for you. So where are you from, by the way? Because this is something I talked about in the previous stream, but I kind of want to talk about something really interesting. But before that, I just would like to know where you're from first, to talk about this one specific interesting thing. Why, Papa? So, let's say, you don't have to say where you're from, but again, let's say, I'm sorry if you're not American, but let's just say you're American, right? You might not be American, but here, let me show you just something interesting. I'm from the States. That's actually great. So here. So now you are curious about the virus in Japan, right? And this is something I've been saying for a while, but here. This is the basically like a statistics of like how many people who have the virus in the world now. USA 4,712 cases, right? And Japan 833. So if you are an American, you might have to care about, like, you might have to be worried about your country a lot more than Japan, because it's a lot more dangerous in America right now. And the number is still actually increasing. Like, see, new cases plus 49, it's still increasing. And new deaths, people are actually dying in America. But here, look at the status in Japan right now, 833, right? And the number has been staying the same for 2 weeks, like more than 2 weeks actually. It's been the same like this. And there are so many people who recovered from the virus, right? But look at the number in America. It's actually a lot worse than Japan. So here, if you look at the number, USA is actually in worst top 10 countries that have the virus, basically. In Japan, see, 833 people. And I think I talked about like why it's like this in my previous streams, but here, the main reason is like Americans like to do productive things. Americans are a lot more active. They like to go outside, they like to go parties. They're just a lot more extroverted than Japanese people. And what I noticed is like in those countries, people are actually extroverted. They like to do things with other people. They don't like to do things by themselves. But see, if you look at Japan is like one of the few countries like where people are so introverted to the point where people just stay at their houses and never leave. So yeah, Japan. I think Japan first. Japan was like one of the first countries that got the virus. Next to probably Korea, I think. So the virus happened in China first, and it came to Korea, and I think after that it came to Japan and whatever like that. But we are so introverted, and we are just a bunch of nerds that never leave our houses. So we never got the virus, and it actually it never really spread it like in Japan. So you know what I mean? But the virus went to America, and people are actually really active. A lot of people are active, and they like to talk to other people, and they like to do things with other people, and this is what's happening. So right now, Japan's pretty much one of the safest countries in terms of the virus. But those countries aren't that safe in terms of the virus, since it's spreading in those countries. America though, like when I looked at the this status about a week ago, I think there were only 2,000 people, something like that. The number doubled since then. So what I'm saying is, you might have to care about what's happening in your country rather than like what's happening in Japan. Because Japanese people, like as I just said, we are just a bunch of nerds who never leave our houses. So I think it never went big, but so. My daddy Trump doesn't want to adopt the WHO's procedure. That's one thing too, but I think the main problem is like we are just, as I just said, we are just a bunch of nerds who never leave our houses. If you talk to any Japanese people, if you ask them like what they like to do, they will usually tell you like, oh, I think I just watch anime at home and I like to play games by myself. Like that's what everybody says. But meanwhile, in America, people are really active. People are freaking extroverted. They say, oh, I was hanging out with my friends. Oh, I was at a party. Oh, I was playing whatever sports, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, that's, I feel like one of the reasons why the virus kind of got big in America. But meanwhile, in Japan, it never got big in Japan, so because we never leave our houses, so you know, let all the extrovert die out. We Americans are crazy, we get drunk. So here, Americans like to go to like freaking bars, they like to go to like parties. The thing about it, you can kind of learn a lot of things by just looking at this status. So here, in those countries, people are freaking extroverted from my experience. And I'm pretty sure like there should be some people who say like, oh, but I'm American, but I'm introverted. I like to stay at my home and just never leave my home and just freaking play games all day, all night long. I'm pretty sure there should be some people who say stuff like that. But if you look at the people as a whole, in your country, like especially America though, people are freaking extroverted compared to Japanese people. So what I noticed by just looking at this thing is like, in those countries, from my experience, people are freaking so energetic, people are really active, people are really productive. They are kind of friendly in a way. So Chinese people, yeah, they like to talk to other people. They don't like to do things by themselves. Italians, yeah, they like to kind of socialize too. Iranians, I'm not sure. Spanish, yeah, they like to have sex, basically. From my experience, I think a lot of Spanish people were kind of horny. South Koreans are kind of active. They really are extroverted compared to like Japanese people. But the main reason why the virus got kind of big in Korea is because they go to like freaking church, and they got the virus from like those churches apparently. And the same in Germany too. France, same. USA, obviously. Switzerland, probably. UK, probably. But you get what I mean. Fighting for toilet paper. Yeah, I mean, that's happening too in Japan. Good point. Great point. So, here. Hygiene, yeah, that's probably one thing too. That's one thing too. In terms of the hygiene, like we are super clean. Cause you actually see so many people with a mask on, like everywhere in Japan. Even when the virus was not a thing, like there were so many people with like freaking a mask like everywhere. So in terms of the hygiene, it's so clean. But besides that, you don't really see a lot of people like at parties or like freaking what else? Stores or like restaurants compared to any other countries. Cause so here, I have a question for those non-Japanese people. So here's the question. What do you usually do when you're on your day off? What do you do? And so when I ask this question to like, let's say Americans, like for example, so I actually had a lot of American friends like back in when I was in university. 9 out of 10 people told me they usually hang out with their friends. They eat out. They go out. That's what like all Americans told me. They never stay at their houses and they never spent their time watching anime, like playing games and whatever like that. The whole day, they never do that. And I think it's the same in any countries too. In any countries. So I'm pretty sure like there are a lot of people like watching this stream from Europe as well. But I'm pretty sure who say stuff like this too. Sleeping. Yeah, there should be some people who say stuff like that. But 80% of the time they say, I like to go out. I like to hang out with my friends. I like to go to this place, blah, blah, blah. At beach, stuff like that, right? If you ask this question to Japanese people, the answers are quite different. What they say is real. This is like really interesting to me because so I'm a teacher. Like I was a teacher, and I used to ask my students, like what they do when they are on their days off. They usually told me, "Oh, I just play games. Oh, I watch anime. Oh, I watch Netflix. I watch YouTube." They never told me I'm going out with my friends. Like I'm hanging out with my friends. They never told me that. So there were some people who like to hang out with their friends, but what they told me was really interesting. Oh, I'm going to talk to them on the internet. They were not actually meeting their friends in real life. That's basically what's happening in Japan. So it's kind of now everything kind of makes sense why the virus is not spreading hard in Japan, right? So that's probably one of the reasons I'm assuming. Stop going outside, just text each other if you want to talk. That's basically the mindset Japanese people have. Like I'm not even kidding. That's basically how it is. So my mom tells me to hang out with people more. So yeah, I mean, I know there are some people who are more introverted so that they like to just stay at home and just do their things by themselves, for sure. Like there should be people like that in any countries, but in Japan there are just so many people like that. It's insane. There's nothing wrong with it though, but I just noticed yeah, that's the difference between like Japanese people and non-Japanese people. So what's your opinion on Japan having the most beautiful females? So I've never actually heard of that, but I just thought that was interesting because like so in Japan, I don't think this is like only in Japan, but what I heard is like it's not Japan, but I think Lithuanians, like Swedish people, are the most beautiful people ever in the world or something like that. That's the information I have, like I know. That's basically what I heard from somebody. And I actually did this one research back in school, back in when I was in university, which is about like which country has the highest number of like handsome people, beautiful people. In other words, like hot girls, hot males, and whatever like that. And yeah, my conclusion was like it was either Swedish or like Lithuania, I think. But again, so if you think Japan having the most beautiful females, like if you think Japan has the most beautiful females, I think I actually have a theory. So the definition of being beautiful should be different depending on like where you're from, like what kind of person you are, right? So probably for you, Japanese people are the most beautiful people ever, probably for you. I think that's what I'm guessing. So I actually forgot like what I wanted to talk about. But how hikikomori did they live in? They don't have jobs like that, right? Or I was wrong. The most of the time they live with their parents. So their parents basically just feed those hikikomori. So beauty is just a niche look for you that you find attractive. Are you allergic to anything? No. It's just about perspectives. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think too. Because to me though, I think, beautiful people are like everywhere. So there are beautiful girls in any countries, and there are like freaking good-looking guys in any countries, right? So you just watch way too many JV. How do you record your songs? With my mic, basically. The mic I'm using right now. And I have a soundproof room as well, so I sometimes like just stay in the room and just freaking just shout. So hikikomori and NEET are the same. No, hikikomori, there are differences. Hikikomori are the ones who never leave their rooms. NEET are the ones who don't have a job. They're just basically jobless. But still, like, that doesn't mean that they never leave their houses. They still like leave their rooms, but they just don't have a job. So is it just me, or most handsome guys are gay? There's actually a theory about that. I did have some research about it, like back in university, and so there are some theory about that. So gay people care about their appearance a lot more than like straight people. So gay people are freaking like they're fashionable just because they care about their clothes, their hair, their skin, stuff like that. So that's why they tend to be like a lot more handsome, right? But straight people, they usually don't care about their appearance. I mean, they care, they do, but still not to the point, not to an extent like gay people care about their appearance. Does that make any sense? Give me a job so I can quit being a NEET. I think it's kind of quite easy to find a job, but I think it depends on your country too, so I don't know. What did you study? I studied 3 things back in university. My major was, I majored in translation. But I studied psychology as well. And I also studied, what else? Like, what else did I study actually? I forgot, freaking damn. I guess being super concerned about looks is a feminine trait. That's one thing I figured out too. Gay people are kind of feminine, right? So at the same time they care about their appearance. So how much yen did you use to buy? 16万だったから $1,600 probably. Your least favorite subject? Japanese. Probably. You don't mean interpreting. So here. I recently, this is like something noticed about like 4 years ago. There are some people who don't know like what the differences are between like interpretation and translation, right? So let me just explain it. So I mean, I honestly didn't know about the differences between like two of those when I was freaking back in school. But so translation is just basically a paperwork. So translator. So a translator does basically paper translations. An interpreter is the one that translates things verbally. Does that make any sense? So translators are the ones who just basically write and read. Interpreters are the ones who just basically listen and just talk. So that's just basically the main difference. And my major was in translation, but of course I did some like interpretation. Like I did this too. I did both. So. And yeah, so interestingly, there were some people like who didn't know about the differences between those two. I mean, I was one of them too. Like since when I was like freaking 21, so. You got it right, yeah, something like that. So. I mean, I didn't know about this when I was 21 as well, so I mean, I shouldn't probably talk about this, but sometimes you see like those translators on TV, right? So those translators translate things for viewers like simultaneously. They do that, right? But they are not actually translators. They are interpreters, apparently. And again, I didn't know about that until recently. I freaking learned about it like when I was 21, which is actually 7 years ago. But so interpretation is harder. Yeah, depends. To me, translations are a lot harder because you have to be really accurate. To me though, like translations are definitely, to me, 100% harder than doing this. Like freaking interpreting. This one is like the one where you have to be accurate. You have to use the most appropriate, like correct grammar for each sentence. And you have to be you have to sound smart as well. But interpretation, this one is just like, you don't have to be that accurate. You can just tell others like what basically like this one specific person is saying in your language. So this one is, I think it's a lot easier. So I think I'm probably better at doing this instead of like translations. I do both, but I don't really like doing translations because you have to be really accurate for like freaking each sentence. So in interpretation, if you don't understand, that's okay. So that's one thing too. So if you don't understand something, you can freaking just cut off some parts like completely. You don't even have to like interpret some of the things. You can just go like, oh. You can do that. You can't do that like when you are translating. So that's just one part of hard things about like freaking doing translations. So what got you to want to study English? I didn't study English in my life. I kind of grew up with it. Yeah, that's actually one of the questions I get a lot. Like, how did you study English? What made you study English? But I didn't study English in my life. Then I get this question as well. Then how did you learn English? Like, how are you able to speak Japanese and English when you are Japanese? Like when you were born in Japan? Why, right? So it's just really hard to explain. But when I was 7, my father like forced me to do like this English game kind of thing. It was I think it was like a part of his English education, but my father just basically forced me to do like this English game, and I played it when I was 7, and that was like my first experience with English, I think. And after that, I started making friends who speak English in like other languages, and there was like this one point in my life when all of my friends were freaking like, all of them spoke English. Like, when I was probably 15, 16, I forgot. I think that was like 12. That could be when I was 12. So I had to kind of just speak English to them as well to keep up with them, or just follow their conversations like in English. Does that make any sense? But basically, that's just basically what happened in my life. So, were you able to speak English because of your father being a politician? No, that didn't have any things to do with it. Because my father wasn't a politician back then. So, can we send you a fan letter and candy and stuff? You can, but I don't think you can yet. Google Translate sucks at translating Asian languages. Yeah, especially freaking from English to Japanese. Draw My Life. I did that once before. Kind of. I did that. I think the video's named Draw My Penis or something like that. Open PO box. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. But it cost me some money as well, so. Yeah, I think I did that. Draw my penis. Playing Roblox will make your English better. You think so? I think Roblox. Probably. Yeah, I think it's good for freaking educational purposes. Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's designed for children, right? So I think it's good for freaking learning English. Probably. I'm not sure. To receive or send. If you were talking about the PO box thing, I think it should cost me some money for sure. Can you speak a third language, mate? I used to speak Chinese, but I don't speak any of Chinese anymore. And I was not even like fluent in Chinese. Like I knew some phrases in Chinese. In Mandarin, probably. What would you say is the best way for a foreigner to learn Japanese? Make Japanese friends, talk to Japanese people as much as you can. Do you know any Filipino words? In Tagalog, sure. Putang ina mo, pati niyan ng puke mo, wala akong pera. In Bisaya, kayata. Did Usa-chan really get sexually harassed recently? I'm not sure. She did. What does that third one mean? What do you mean? Would be interested in learning a third language. If so, which language? Not sure. Chinese? Probably? What happened to troll Usa-chan and Apple guy? I think that's... Yeah, this question... I think I've been getting this question a lot, but I think I even made a video about that, no? I think I made freaking like 2 videos about that. And I think I've been talking about that in every stream, but... I mean, yeah, I just decided to focus on like what I want to do. So... Yeah. I've been just doing what I want to do in this channel, so, and you know, Wala Compera is the most relatable and a universal mood. I have no money. How's your friend? Oh, that one guy. Oh yeah, I was gonna actually hang out with him last week, but yeah. Have you been to the United States? I have, yes. If so, what was your favorite part? I went to Pennsylvania and Washington DC and Philadelphia, so I don't know like which state, like which one was my favorite place or part, but if you're like asking me about my favorite part of like America as a whole, then I'm gonna say America was kinda awesome when it comes down to food. Actually, a lot of people say like American food is bad, but to me though, I really liked American food. What I mean by that is like American food is just so big and cheap. Like everything was really cheap to me for like its size, if you know what I'm talking about. In America though, so compared to freaking Japanese food, everything is like 3 times bigger. And hamburgers were kind of great too. I liked American hamburgers, like Five Guys. So there's this one American like hamburger restaurant called Five Guys, and that's one of the like restaurants I went to, and that was just freaking my favorite. That's why we are obese. Yeah, I noticed it. So I never like understood why there are so many like fat people in America, but I soon like freaking understood why there are so many fat people in America compared to Japan. It's just because everything is so cheap in America, and it's just so big in America as well. Everything is super huge. So of course, you know, and it's kind of tasty too, so people just eat a lot of things as much as like they can, so they kind of become big. So yeah, I don't get why people say American food is bad. I mean, there aren't just McDonald's and Popeyes in America. Yeah, sure, but if you bring up freaking like Italian food and like French food, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense why some people say American food is bad. But yeah, I mean, each food is different and each food is great. So American food is kind of great for like what they are, like Mexican food. Yeah, so McDonald's is the best in the world. You can say that too. I know some people say McDonald's is so bad and they taste like shit and whatever like that. I know like there are so many people like that, but McDonald's, it's kind of still popular with some people, right? So that means it's good for some people. I don't really like it personally, but yeah. We are just lazy. You can say that too, but I don't know, like as I just said 10 minutes ago, by looking at this status, I still cannot say Americans are lazy. So I mean, you can say Americans are lazy, but as a Japanese guy I am, I know how lazy we are compared to like Americans. So the problem is Americans are not that lazy. Like you guys are freaking active from my experience. I know a lot of Americans who came to Japan, and I know Americans. So I've been to America for a month before, right? So I know some Americans in America as well. Compared to Japanese people, you guys are freaking active. So many Americans say like, yeah, we are lazy. We are so lazy that we just freaking like play games all day long. But no, compared to Japanese people, you guys are freaking active. Can you give your best American accent? Sure, like this is something I did before. But American accent is like all about extending freaking each letter. Like American hamburgers are great as fuck. You know what? Like American hamburgers. I don't see a lot of Americans walk. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But in Japan, you don't see any Japanese people outside, man. So you see some Americans outside on a car, right? You don't see any Japanese people outside. That's the difference, and that's what I'm talking about. So Japanese people, like, so Japanese people, I mean, it's not like that we are lazy, but we are just freaking introverted as hell that we never leave our houses. So Valley Girl, yeah, I think I did that in my previous stream as well. Like, what was it? Oh my god, this guy just told me that I'm creepy. Oh my god, no. If you start cursing a lot, you pretty much sound like an American. Just say fuck a lot. True. Talking about America, have you been in another country in the Americas, mate? No. USA is the only country. So Japanese people are introverted. We are, seriously. So you only see a lot of Japanese when they are going to work and rush hour. Yeah, this is pretty much that explains about Japanese people. So if you like freaking get on a train, you see a lot of people like in a suit. The main difference between like, so I've been to America before, so I can talk about some differences between America and Japan, but so the main difference between like Japan and America, like if you go outside, is like Japanese people are outside just because they have to go to school or like go to work. That's pretty much it. In America though, you see a lot of people like who are outside just because like they are doing some exercise or they are just going to a party and stuff like that. That's the main difference between like America and Japan. Why is America so popular in Japan? Hollywood, music, media. So true, we do party a lot, right? So party, that's one thing. So a lot of Americans say like, yeah, we Americans are lazy. We are just so lazy. But again, Americans are really active, come to think of it. So you guys say like, but we never walk, we just usually drive our car. We don't even do that in Japan. We never freaking leave our houses. Party, right? I've never had a party in Japan. So people think I'm extroverted in Japan, and I think I'm probably extroverted as well because I like to spend my time with others than just being by myself, and that's why I'm kind of streaming right now. But still, even a guy like me has never had a party in Japan. You know how crazy that is? So, have you voiced in any ero anime? Yeah, I have, yeah. So yeah, that seriously should have just explained how like introverted and how actually lazy we are. It's more like, it's not really we are lazy. So let me just rephrase it. We are not lazy, but it's more like we are freaking introverted and we just want to stay in our rooms as much as we can. So they are really active to me. Again, to me, they really are active. So I have a lot of American friends online on the internet, and they freaking tell me all the time like, oh, I'm going out with my friends. Oh, I'm getting a drink with my friends. Oh, I'm going to pa with my friends. They tell me that like all the time. I hang out with my Japanese friends on the internet and they never tell me stuff like that. They tell me like, oh, I was watching YouTube by myself the whole day. Oh, I was playing this game, and oh, I'm gonna just sleep the whole day. They tell me stuff like that all the time. So again, Americans could be lazy just because, you know, I mean, they drive cars and whatever. But as this thing probably explains, Americans are kinda active. Like actual lazy people, Japanese people, they freaking, you know, I mean, this kinda explains like how introverted and lazy we are. Why was there no notification? I kinda took advantage of like that one system. I really wanted this stream to be private, so I'm gonna delete this too, by the way. I'm gonna delete like that one post in my community tab because I just really want this stream to be kind of private. So did you practice how to talk like a girl? No. Are many Japanese people are otaku? Yeah, there are so many otaku people recently. So I was a teacher last month. I was a teacher for like freaking 5 years, I think. And 80% of my students were otakus. Like they liked to watch anime and play games. Who can see your stream if it's private? The ones who saw the post. So probably you saw the post, right? You saw the post and you just clicked on it. That's the only way to get to this stream. If you don't know the link, so there's like no way to get to this stream without clicking on that one link. I'm pretty sure like you know what I'm talking about, but You can just not come to this stream by checking my channel. You have to click on that one link. So, how do Japanese girls behave to boys or boys from another country? There are so many types of like Japanese girls, I don't know, but it differs depending on like what kind of girls you are talking to. And check the community post, yeah, so. Or Steam. Have you met abroad subs so far? I've never met any subs in real life, if that's what you are talking about. Girls that really like a boy? What do you mean? I don't know anything about voice acting. How did it happen to you? I should probably talk about it. So yeah, voice acting was actually one of the things I never wanted to do. I never wanted to be a voice actor. I never wanted to be a teacher, actually. But still, like, I became a teacher because like that was the only thing that was left for me to do. And I became a teacher. And the reason why I became a voice actor was like there was this one day before, that was like freaking 6 years ago, come to think of it. 5 years ago actually. 6? Yeah, 6 years ago. I had this one friend who is already dead. He actually passed away because he got into a car accident about 3 years ago. But so this one guy, I was playing CS:GO with him. And he told me like I forgot what he actually told me, but he told me to be a voice actor because he thinks that I have the talent for it. And I was like, you think so? But I don't really want to do voice acting because I think that's kind of embarrassing. And he was like, but I mean, if you are embarrassed about it, then you will not be able to do anything. So I was like, sure. So I decided to give it a shot. And like, so when I first started doing voice acting, I didn't make any money. Like, I didn't have any reputation. Like, I didn't have any background. So I got $50 in the first month. But still, I just decided to kind of keep doing voice acting. And yeah, that's basically what happened. So to summarize it, my friend basically just told me to do voice acting. What do you think about another Asia country like Singapore, Korea, Indonesia? What do I think about them? Great. I don't really have any thoughts or like opinions about any countries. Because I mean, each country has like its own great things and great people, right? And each country is different and each country is great. So I really don't have like any thoughts for each country. So sorry about what happened to your friend. I mean, that was kind of unfortunate. He was kind of high too. So this is what I heard. Well, like this is what I kind of heard from one of my friends. But I thought that was kind of interesting because he was high. He apparently did some cocaine. And he somehow like decided to drive a car when he was high and he freaking just like crashed into something. So and what's interesting about this is like he was the one who told me to like not do any drugs, and I was like, what the? Yeah. So I don't know like what he was doing, but I guess your friend wasn't smart. Probably. He was the one who told me like, you don't do drugs, man. Like they are not good. Is he okay now? No, he's dead. He passed away like about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But yeah, I mean, so he did cocaine, right? And he was like so high apparently, and he just freaking drove a car and he crashed into something. And to me, I thought that was kind of interesting because he was the one like who told me to not do any drugs. So why you wear jacket at home? It's kind of cold right now, so. Do you miss it? Sometimes. But I don't really look back at the things like what happened before. I try to look at the things like what will happen in the future. Because you cannot change your future by looking back at the things like that basically happened in your life, right? But you can probably change some things that will happen in your life if you look at the future. You know what I mean? So there were like so many things like that happened in my life, and I've never looked back at the things like that have happened in my life. I think it's kind of important to talk about, like think about what has happened in my life. But I think what's more important is how, like, what kind of things are going to happen in the future. So, does your high friend use your Toyota? I'm not sure. Tell me your biggest regret you have. I can actually kind of remember about that one incident. So I just said I never look back at like what has happened before, right? But still, like, there's like this one thing I can never forget about. There was like this one guy before who was supposed to be my best friend actually, and a lot of things happened, but I was kind of like an asshole back then as well, and I think that happened when I was 22, so 6 years ago. So I was the type of person like who never really cared about what other people think, right? So some actions, like some things I said, kind of hurt him, like his friends. So they decided to kind of put some distance between me and them. My mom just visited my home, which means my nephews are gonna be here. I just heard them like freaking coming in. Yeah, my nephews are here, damn. But yeah, so what was I talking about? So yeah, my friends decided to kind of leave me behind. And yeah, I can still like remember about that because they were my best friends. But that's just because, you know, I was just being nice to them. So that one day I decided to not hurt any people. And that's why I never say any negative stuff like towards any other people. At that time, like I still remember that was like freaking like April 12th, Tuesday. Since then, like I decided to not say any negative stuff towards any other people. Do you have a job? Wait, I think I just read somebody say that. Do you have a job? But yeah, here, so the reason why I never say any negative stuff towards any other people is just because like that once happened, right? So I decided not to say any negative stuff towards any other people. If you watch my channel, if you watch any videos like I've made and uploaded to my channel, I don't think you can find me saying any negative stuff towards any other people. Even in my streams, you can seriously never hear me say stuff like, oh, that one thing sucks, oh, that dude sucks, that food sucks, that country sucks. You never hear me say stuff like that. I never say that's bad, this is bad, this is blah 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 blah, it's so bad, right? I never say stuff like that. That's just because that one thing happened 6 years ago. I used to say stuff like that, like, oh yeah, that's bad, I don't like that. I used to say stuff like that, and my friends just decided to kind of put some distance between me and them, right? And that gave me some huge life lesson, which made me not to which made me not like say any negative things. So, does that make sense to you? I actually forgot what I was talking about, but do you live in Osaka? No, Chiba. I feel like it's okay to say you don't like things. I guess it's okay to say you don't like things, sure. But so there are like 3 reasons why I never say like I don't like blah blah blah. I actually do say I don't like blah blah blah, but so that one thing, like that one incident, I think that happened about 6 years ago, as I just said. My friends decided to kind of stay away from me, right? And I think that happened because I was not being nice to them, nice to people actually, in general. I was not doing my best to treat them in the best way as much as I can, like I could. But I was not sure what was going wrong back then. So I just decided to blame myself back then. If you do that, you just get depressed super hard, right? But still, like, I just decided to blame myself for the things I did. And I still didn't know what to even do to make myself a better person. So I just decided not to say any negative things. And yeah, so I guess it's okay to say like I don't like blah 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 and stuff like that, but still, somehow, yeah, I'm not able to say any negative things anymore. I tried to be nice to people, but it didn't work. I think it's kind of easy. It's just, you don't have to say any negative stuff, like any words that have any negative intentions. So, I mean, I was an asshole too. I was like that one person who didn't care about what others think or like what others feel. So, where do you hope to accomplish? What do you hope to accomplish in the future? I don't know. Peace? Do you still want to make a world without conflict? Which is like something I've been doing, by the way, on this channel, in this channel. So, like in this channel, I think I've been making videos like where I freaking troll and doing I do stupid things in my channel, right? But I don't really think you guys have seen a video, even a single video like that's uploaded, which is about like saying some bad things about other people, like doing bad things to others, or like causing trouble for others, right? So what I'm trying to do through this channel is to just make this small world around me where there's like no conflicts. I'm still like trying to do that. Like, I think I've succeeded in doing that. So, yeah, my nephews are here, damn. How did you come up with your profile pic? I made it. Yeah, my nephews are here. If my nephews freaking decided to burst into my room, I'm gonna freaking turn off the stream like suddenly. Or like my cam. Wait, let me actually get ready. Why are my nephews here? Why are they here actually? What the hell? How frequently do you listen to your own songs? Once every 2 days. Is your nephew gonna pin you down? I'm gonna pin him down. Shout, I love poop. Oh, you know what? My nephew the other day freaking came into my house saying, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. I was like, what the fuck is this guy even doing? Insane. He just kept going like, fuck me, like in English. I actually know why he was saying that. there was like this one day before when I was playing CS:GO with my friends, and I just made my nephews. I have like 2 nephews, by the way. I just made my nephews say "fuck me" because I thought that was kind of funny if they said "fuck me" to some like random people on the internet, so they learned it. And they asked me like what that means, and I told them that means like hello. So they were like, yeah, fuck me. But apparently they recently learned what fuck me means, because they recently figured out that like fuck me actually doesn't mean hello. But yeah, I mean, they've been still saying it because they think it's funny, so. Do you have any regrets about that? No? I mean, they like to say fuck me, so I mean, I think they can just say fuck me. And you know, like, we are in Japan, like, fuck me means nothing. And nobody speaks English here, so. It's like. Wait. That's my nephew and my mom! My nephews are gonna freaking just burst into my room. It's gonna happen. It can happen. I can't let that happen. Are they coming in? No, I can't just let that happen. Lock the door, man. I can do that. Do you guys hear them? My mom and my nephews. Why are they here? The thing about it is like, why do they freaking just like raid my house without telling me? Why? They could just freaking call me beforehand. Or like tell me. You know what, everybody? I'm gonna just finish the stream here for a lot of reasons. So here, a lot of you guys are telling me to lock the door, right? They can dox me anytime. My nephews are, so one of them is 6 or like 7, and the other one is like freaking 12. So they are freaking squeakers, right? They can dox me anytime. Like your name? I mean, my name's actually fine. I mean, they can just call my name. Like, I don't really care about it because people are gonna just find it out probably in like a year or something. But that's not what I'm talking about. They can say something like, oh, please bring me to this restaurant, oh, please bring me to this specific store. If they once say that, yeah, they can, you guys can freaking just figure out where, like, I live, like, what's my address, and everything, right? So, thank you for coming to the stream, everybody. I'm gonna just tune down the stream here. I will just keep the stream unlisted, but I'm gonna just delete the post in my community thing, cause oh, I thought my nephews were freaking just doxing me already, but so yeah, I'll see you guys. I will actually stream in 2 days on Thursdays, so and I have some things to talk about on Thursday as well. So see you guys later.